DC here. Hi guys and gals. Hey, hope you're well. It is Sunday afternoon. What is it? 3 o'clock. Just about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm out walking not far from home. There's a big park. It's not the one opposite to our house, but it's about 5 minutes from the house. We're very lucky in that respect. We've got two big parks very close to the house, and we're just on the city limits, so we've got kind of like all the advantages of living in the city, but the advantages also of being very close to the countryside. Yeah, and as you can see, the weather's pretty good. It's 9 degrees Celsius. That's okay. I mean, it's not exceedingly warm, but it's definitely not cold. And as you can see, I'm just wearing my fleece jacket, and that's about it, so it's good. Yeah, I'm just taking a bit of a walk. It's at 5 o'clock in the afternoon our time over here. I've got a live Zoom lesson for my Spanish classes. Yeah, I'm going full into it. I've said, and I hope I'll manage to do it. I really would like to be fluent is not the right word, because I probably will never be fluent. But I'd like to be able to maintain a good conversation. So a real conversation. Let's say by the end of the year. And that is, I think it's an achievable goal, but it's not going to be automatically an easy one. I can understand pretty well, actually. And I mean, I can watch a movie or a television show and listen to people. Actually, I put the videos sometimes online at 1.5 times the speed to really ramp up, and I can still understand. So that's not too bad, because actually Spanish speakers, they speak quickly. They really do. And you have to really know what they're saying. But very often, as anything, if you've learned a language, if you're in context, you're usually pretty good. You can get what the people are talking about. But like I say, Spanish is pretty complicated. So I've been I started out with one of the most popular language apps, which was Duolingo. I did that about a few months, but I felt like it was too much like a game, and it was not. I didn't feel I was moving ahead as I should have. And then I went off to another language app called Babbel, and this one is much more classical in the sense that there's classes, grammar, and so on. And I did a lot of vocabulary, a lot of language, and moved pretty quickly, actually, as far as my comprehension went and so on. And then did a lot of classes, so to say, on YouTube with different teachers. One is Hola Spanish, which I'll get to in a minute. Then Spanish con Juan, which is really, really good. Kuru Paul. So these are the three main ones, but there's a lot of others. And then it's funny, if you want to speak a language, you got to know the verbs. So I signed up with a verb app, which is amusing because it's a verb app for Spanish verbs made by Irish people, of all people. But I guess they live in Spain. It's called Ella, E-L-L-A. Ella verbs. It is really, really good. And you've got all the verbs but also all the tenses with drills and so on. So I'm doing that. And then, pushing, I'm telling what I've done and what I'm doing. I signed up so on Babbel, I've got a lifetime subscription. Lifetime, whatever that's supposed to mean. And then I've signed up for what they call live classes. The live classes are pretty cool. That's in Babbel, or Babbel, whatever you want to call it. It's up to 6 students with a teacher, and you choose your level, and you've got to prepare for the class if you do it well. So I do that, and then you talk. And the whole idea behind the live classes is that you have no choice but to communicate, speaking. So if you're communicating speaking, you kind of have to pull out whatever you know, and show a big dose of humility, because a lot of us, when you're on live, you realize that you don't actually speak very well. I mean, you can have a certain level of comprehension, but once you get to speaking, you realize that your speaking level is way lower. I think anybody who's learned a language knows that. But still, I was following a lot Hola Spanish online. They have excellent classes, and the lady who's from Argentina speaks really well and is easy to understand. So I've registered actually in her classes, Hola Spanish, or the Spanish Fluency Club. Basically, I'm telling you all about my Spanish, aren't I? And by going to that Spanish Fluency Club, we have also online classes. Actually, I got one today, like I said, at 5. And this is 90 minutes where we chat. So we're going to be working on that. So it's only my second one. And I took a lifelong subscription with Kuru Paul. Kuru Paul is an American policeman who's married with a lady from Colombia. I guess he lives in Mexico now. But basically, because of his work, that's kind of amusing, his work with Hispanic-speaking immigrants, had decided he really needed to know more Spanish. So basically, he went into that. And of course, with his wife being, I think, Colombian. So that's it. So as you can see, I've been speaking 8 minutes about things like that. And you know why I'm talking about that? And probably now that's the most important thing in a way, is that I'm a retired guy now. And when you're retired, you are not, you don't have a full-time employment anymore. Now, some people would say you can learn to do a lot of other things. And that's true, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Anyway, I was talking with Mrs. DC earlier. I was saying, in a way, my Spanish classes and my activities are kind of taking over some of the valorizations of my life that I took through my work, And so I'm doing this. Will I be any good at it? I don't know. I mean, I did learn German, but I was in an immersion, basically. Now, I've been asked a few times, but isn't your daughter-in-law Spanish? And I answered, the answer is yes, but. Because my daughter-in-law, as our own children here, were born in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. And yes, she speaks Spanish, but she speaks it at a rather simple level. She can communicate when she goes to Spain, but she's never used it. I mean, their family, I guess for integration, because even the parents need to learn French at the time, they probably spoke more French than Spanish at the time, just to survive. And so, like I say, her Spanish is okay, but we always speak French. So I'm not really learning any of the Spanish really with her. Yeah. Well, yes and no, a little bit. So, we'll see. Anyway, so that is my chat about my, how could I say, my continuous adventure in Spanish up to now. Not great, not bad. Anyway, it's just like me chatting, doing something while I'm walking along. So anyway, that'll be it. I'm coming up to 11 minutes. That's way more than long enough for a vlog. So DC signing off. Hope you're all well. Take care and have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.